It is the end of the first full day, the second night, about to be at Camp David. Good title, huh? Today was a really good day. No rain, a little bit blowy at the top, a little bit cold occasionally. But actually pretty fantastic conditions for Scotland. And that was 2 mountains up that side. Tomorrow, this fella here. Supplies are holding out well, gas is holding out well. There's no issues really. My shoes are drying on the fence, my river crossing shoes. I'm having a blast. I travelled in on a Friday evening, and this was late May 2022, beginning my walk after 6 p.m. Leaving the car at the ample parking, clearly signed just short of Kennock Farm. And if you plan to do these yourselves, do take a picture of the signs about access points through the deer fences. This is something I failed to do. I walked up the valley floor to find a suitable campsite and have a scout about. The familiar plan when I'm out with my big rucksack is to leave most of the kit in the tent during the days, doing the mountains fast and light. Or at least light. On Saturday, I climbed Meal Glass and Skieth Chul to the south of my tent, deliberately taking a circular and less trodden route up. This entailed river crossings, for which I changed from boots to trainers, committing them to wetness. I didn't film much, probably because of the wind. Sunday was more leisurely, with a lot more filming up Ben Challiam to the tent's east. Monday was planned for the 2 northerly ones, but as we shall see, Ben Shearsganich escaped. I did climb Crag Vor in a variety of weathers, but then returned to the car. This is Glen Lochay. I'm doing this face of Ben Challiam. I've seen one other person on the ridge approaching from another direction, higher than me. Haven't seen anybody else. But I think I've just broken the back of this particular ascent, which is this steep bit here. It was quite a steep drop off, but actually underfoot absolutely fine. At no point did I feel even nervous. I've got a rock to look out for on the way down because there's lots of rocks, but I've got one straighted lines which is going to give me a slightly easier route to the right than the route I came up, so I'll look out for that on the way down. These are tomorrow's, and when I come back down here I'm going to sit at this point, just go over the map, make sure I'm absolutely clear. I'm just about at the point of the join of 2 maps, always easy to get confused at that point. Oh, nice to be up in the mountains. My postcard really is me and my valley behind me, Glen Lochay. I think there's no loch in Glen Lochay. There, that's my postcard. The sun's come out. I got a sudden case of the munchies, so today's brie and tomato sandwich in a sesame seed roll brown. Slightly early, about 11:30. But there's our, we're going to be on that ridge in half an hour. So there we go. Ben Challiam, at least I know this one's name, on the summit. Seen a few people coming up from this side over here, which would be Glen Dochart, Crian Larach. That's a lot I've climbed. Not much snow anywhere. My valley. Yesterday's mountains. Tomorrow's mountains. Look quite daunting. Look a bit bigger than yesterday's mountains. Not much wind up here. I thought it'd be really blowy. Saw a few deer on the way up and a frog. If that, 20 yards away from me when I just snuck up on them. 10 or 11, one male at the back. Lucky boy. So I'm about halfway down again. Done both my summits, enjoyed myself a lot. This is the steeper bit that I didn't film on the way up because I had to concentrate. So I've just come down. That's what I'm worried about. Get down onto this shelf, cross over there and then out. And then I think I might try and go back via the dam and the high road and then cut down to my tent. Right in the middle of the shot there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 deer. I got into trouble with the deer fence earlier, which is why I'm looking for a slightly different way back. I had to climb over a sort of gateway that didn't open and was therefore quite high, and it was awkward, so I thought if I can avoid that I will. I may have to cross this river. That dam would be the obvious spot, but I think that might be hidden by the deer fence. Classic. Road on the map, or track, and it's this one I'm walking now. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It runs on a contour. It's away from the river. Can't see what it's accessing, but I think what it's accessing is this lot. And whether this lot is, that says intake 23, so intake of water, marshalling all the water from the streams into one gathering. And then right at the bottom of the valley there's a great big pipework that just seems to cross the valley. And whether it's hydro or whether it's fresh water supplies, that's what I don't know. So there's a bit of research to be done, but it's all over the shop. Now you see the strangest things in Scotland. A tractor on a track. That's an everyday occurrence, surely. There's 3 going down there, 4. And then there's a convoy of tractors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, well, a few cars. Ted's in the middle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to come. There's more. That must be a vintage tractor festival thing. Another one. And you can see the deer fence, not seeing a way through it. I'd quite like to cut down to my tent now, but I'm worried I'm not going to get out the other end. It's the last of the tractors coming along. I think he closes the gates behind them all. Today's mountain, and you might just make out my tent. I've had to come quite a long way from it, looking for a gap in the deer fence. Found this, which isn't really a gap. There's a kind of broken gate. The bottom half's taken away and then the gate's wired up. That's the one I broke into, broke through and then rewired on the way out. Obviously we come down fairly low down the list of priorities. Hill walkers, deer pay the rent, sheep pay a bit of the rent, hydro probably pays a bit of the rent, or used to before the landlord sold it all. But I'm kind of envying, well not envying, pitying the deer right now. Back at base camp in the evenings there is lots to do. You can't just sit about drinking tea. You have to read up tomorrow's route, rehydrate, yes okay I know that is drinking tea, get grit and heather out of the boots and write up the day's adventure. Tractors, deer and deer fences. This is day 3, after night 3 in the tent. Had a bit of rain this morning, couldn't see my tops. Got a bit concerned because today's has cliffs and quite a lot of steepness. You really want to see it. But I can see yesterday's top, so I know it could be clear at about 1,000. And looking down the valley, I think the sun is getting better. It's not raining currently. I've tidied away all the tent stuff, cleared my kitchen down at the old bridge. Nothing to see here. The poles will be going with me. I'm going to make a cache which I quite often do, at a little farm down there. Have a go at my mountains. May not be a winner. Have a go at them. Come back to most of the kit at the farm. The sun is out here and there, but there is very recent hail on the ground, and now it's raining. I've done one of the hardest bits of today's climb. Might just stop at one Munros today. That's my thinking at the moment. Debating whether to change into waterproof trousers or whether just to let these ones go. Actually snowing now. I'm on the last climb up. The first of the two hills I was going to do. I'm now just going to do this one and then come back down the same way. This isn't the day to hang around the tops. It's got quite a good name, this one. The School's Chart. No, I'm making it up, but it's quite a good name. I'll put it in. Made it. Actually, I think this one's called Cragmore. There's a summit cairn. We're back in the sun. So we've had hail, followed by rain, followed by snow, followed by sun. I started in the sun. I've even put on sun cream. That seems quite a long time ago now because my hat is sodden and I've got all my waterproofs on. The original plan for today was also to climb this one over here, dropping right down to the coal, which I'd have to do by going out that way, quite a long way, and bending around. Actually, I like to see stuff from the summits. I'm feeling a bit knackered. I think one will do. It is over 1,000 metres. Happily call that a decent climb. Well, I'll eat a sandwich and just think about that. So, yep, just did the one today. And it does look rather fine on the way back, doesn't it? Even getting some steam rising off the top. That's what I'm talking about. That's great. And I think that cloud now hitting what we did on day one is what was giving me the rain. So I'm back out with the Daddy rucksack. It's 2023 and I'm back coming up from, I think it's Leadnock. I'll correct that if I'm wrong. And last year I did 4 of the mountains around this valley head, but left one. I got snow and hail. There's no danger of snow and hail at the moment. We've got 26 degrees at 6 o'clock at night. So it's more a case of expiring through the heat. This great big, sorry, I've got sweat in my eye, otherwise I could look at the camera. This great big pipeline is part of the hydroelectrics around here. And it's a bit of an eyesore, but we leave it. But the good thing is the dam people have put in 2 roads, 2 contour roads. I'm on the higher one this time. Last time I took the lower road in the valley floor. This time I'm on the higher one. And then I'm hunting around this, looking for camping at the far end of it. So I camped a bit earlier than expected yesterday. That's because thunder and lightning over the mountains to my left that I climbed last year was imminent. So I thought, I'm about to get wet, so I'll put the tent up. The rain was very, very hard. I hadn't pitched the tent quite as fully as I needed to, so water got in. I think I've escaped, got a dry night. It was only a kind of hour of heavy rain, and then I managed to spill my tea in the tent as well. So there was a bit of mopping up involved, but I've got away with it. It's now very hot. It's 8:30 in the morning. Very hot inside the tent, so it's time to get up, make the porridge, get up a mountain. So the tent is at the bottom on the top road. There's a bit of platform. The tent's just to the left of that. 2 of the mountains we climbed last year. Another one we climbed last year. This one we climbed last year too. And I'm now on the ridge all the way to the summit, I think. I seem to remember this is quite easy. And this is where I'm going afterwards. This is the one that previously I haven't already done. Now 2 people came past me at 8:30 this morning as I was having my breakfast. And they suggested that they were very short of water yesterday. And they brought a bit more today. So I normally only carry a litre. The streams are dry. This is unheard of in Scotland. We have had about a month and a half of really good weather. The streams really are dry. In the bottom of the valley there's a little bit of water in the river, and there's running water next to my tent, which Hayesgarth, Craig Moore behind me, and then I've just come over a wee subtop called something like Tony. That's what I'm coming in. Out to the west. All sorts of things. Much easier with an app on my phone which says exactly where you are on the map. Has missed a central kilometre of this route for a while, but now it's there. It does lie about the altitude I'm at, but I'm getting used to it. New strategies, new technology. So you can see my tent just under the dam. You can hear running water in two different streams. So I'm good for water. I think there's more rain around. Thunder and lightning.